All right, my dears, we are on to dividing mixed fractions. And I think we have probably one more video that we need to make, but I'm going to chill for today after this one. So let's say my mixed fraction is 3 and 2/4, and I want to divide it by 1 1/2. Okay. What I want to know is how many 1 1/2s can I find in 3 2/4? Now, for those of y'all who were loving the models, you could actually use fraction bars, right? So we could literally build out 3 if we wanted to, right? We could stretch this all the way out. I'm not getting ready to do that, but that is something that we could do. I'm just going to go ahead and show you with the numbers, similar to what we did before. So because this is going to be the method of choice, so in your textbook. So here we have 3 2/4 divided by 1 1/2. First, if you would like, we could simplify this right out the gate and do 3 1/2. Well, let me not do stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and get to the nitty gritty of it. We'll have the first thing we want to do is convert from a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So we have 3 times 4 plus 2 because we multiply our denominator by our whole number and we add 2. So that's 12, 13, 14 over 4 divided by 2 plus 1, 3 over 2. How many 3/2 can we find in 14/4? Well, we can do our keep flip change where we will keep this as 14 over 4 and we will change this sign to multiplication, and then we will invert our fraction from 3/2 to 2/3. So let me write that over here where I can have a little bit more room. So we keep the 14 over 4, we change, that'll be keep, change, and then we'll flip our 3/2 to 2 over 3. Now we got a whole lot we can simplify, so let's go ahead and do that. I can simplify this way, 1/2. So now I have 14 over 2 times 2/3. And then I can still simplify. There are 7 2's in 14. So now my final simplified version of everything is 7 times 2/3. And then I just multiply across. So that'll be 14 divided by 3. How many 3's are in 14? Well, I know that there are 5 3's in 15. That's too many. So let's go on ahead and go down to 4. So that would be 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So that'll be 12, 4 and 2/3. Now let me clear all this up and let's get back to this. We had 3 and 2/4. We'll just write it over here. We'll do it one more time. Divided by 1 1/2. So what we want to know is how many groups of 1 1/2 can I find in 3 1/4? How many groups of 1 1/2 can I find in 3 1/4? And 3 2/4? And one way we could also figure this out is by multiplying our quotient by our divisor. So for example, I would take my 4 2/3 and multiply that by 1 1/2. And if it gives me 3 2/4, then I was probably right. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll do 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14 over 3 times 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2. And I will simplify these. And that gives me 14 times 1/2. And that'll give me 14 over 2. And how many 2's are in 14? There are 7. Something ain't right here. I didn't do something right. Let's go back. Man, I love when that happens. And you guys may have seen it because I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have. So I have 3. Let's start from the beginning. I have 3 2/4. This is my dividend. I need to know how many 1 1/2s I can find there. So let's start here. What's 3 times 4? That's 12 plus 2 is 14. I think I already saw what I did that was crazy. And then I'm going to divide that by 2 plus 1 is 2 over 2. So this quickly becomes 14 over 4 times 2 over 3. Okay? Because that's 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So that should have been right here. That should have been 3 halves. Okay? So now I've got 14 fourths times 2 thirds. And I'm going to simplify this. And this will be 2, and that will be 7 because I divided both of them by 2. So that will be 7 over 2 times 2 thirds. And if I do that, I can still simplify. And that becomes 7 times 1 over 3. So 3 goes into 7 how many times? 2. And then I have 1 third. So my new answer is 2 and 1 third. I'm going to put that over here. This is my new answer, and I'm going to erase all the stuff I have in the middle. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to multiply 1 and 1/2 times 2 and 1/3. Let's see what we get. 2, 3 over 2 times 6, 7 over 3, 1, 1. That's 7. That's 2. 2 goes into 7, 3. And 1/2. We got our answer. Because 3 and 1/2 is the same as 3 and 2/4. Excellent. The second time I walked through the problem, I did it correctly. I saw my error as I was working it. So instead of using the model that we used earlier, because we have mixed fractions and that's just going to make it a little bit more complicated, we would have to use fraction bars. I'm not mad about it, but it's just a lot, and you don't really have the same ability to draw it out and make sure it's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice our keep, change, flip, and then we're going to take this, remember, is our dividend. This is our divisor. And the answer we get is our quotient. So how do I check a division problem? Well, I take my quotient and I multiply it by my divisor, and I should get my dividend. And that's what we did. Okay? All right. I'm going to give us one more, and then you practice it. Pause my video, practice it yourself, practice checking your work, making sure you got the same answer, and then you can check it out at the end. All right, for the sake of argument, I want to know how many groups of 1 3/4 are in 2 and 1/4. Or a better way to say it is 2 and 1/4 divided by 1 3/4. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video and get to work. You're going to start with making this an improper fraction, and then you can do your keep, change, flip. And then to check it, what you're going to do is multiply whatever your whatever your answer is by your divisor. Okay, all right, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to work it out here. All right, so here is my work. First, I took my problem, which was 2 and 1/4 divided by 1 3/4. I multiplied 4 times 2. I got 8 plus 1 is 9. So I am at the point where I have 9 over 4 divided by, and I want to set my problem up and have it look exactly like it's supposed to. So now I have the division sign, bring that down, and then I have 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. So I have 9/4 divided by 7/4, which means how many groups of 7/4 can I find in 9/4? Well, this is really simple. Remember, division is simply repeated subtraction. And so I already know that there is 1/7 fourth and 9/4 with 2/7 left over. Okay, and I could literally draw that out. But I went on ahead and I did the keep, keeping my dividend at 9/4, change my division to multiplication, and I did the inverse of my fraction, which is 4/7. And because I had a 4 and a 4, kind of like butterfly there, the diagonal, I know that 4/4 is the same as 1/1, and that just makes my multiplication across easier. So I got 9/7, and when I made that a mixed fraction, I got 1 2/7. And then I said, well, let me plug that back in with my divisor. And I said 1 2/7 times 1 3/4. So I made this because I want to multiply. I made it a improper fraction. So 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. So that became 9/7. And then 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3 is 7. So that became 7/4. So now I had 9/7 times 7/4. And 7 and 7 again can be simplified to 1/1. And it just makes it easier for multiplication. So I multiplied 9 times 1 and got 9, 1 times 4 and got 4. And then I did simplify my 9/4 and I got 2 1/4. And that was the dividend I started out with. So my math is mathing. All right, my dears, that is it. That is dividing a mixed fraction by a mixed fraction. Of course, we have learned how to do proper fractions divided by fractions and whole numbers, fractions divided by whole numbers, and whole numbers divided by fractions and whatnot, I should say, whole numbers divided by fractions. So we have a better understanding of simplifying fractions, making them improper, making them mixed numbers and whatnot. So I hope this has helped you a great deal. If not, don't worry. We'll talk about it in class. Ciao for now.